Welcome to Student Engagement in Standards-Based Learning, Section 2, Compelling Whys for Standards-Based Learning. Now that you have examined and discussed pros and cons of standards, we will focus on the fact that standards are part of the educational reality of today. Next, we will ask you to reframe your thinking and generate some compelling whys or reasons for standards-based learning for various stakeholders in the educational community. Please turn to page 40, Frame and Reframe, where you will find a graphic organizer similar to the one you completed previously. Again, with standards as the topic and based on your pros and cons discussion, reframe your thinking regarding what you like about standards-based learning. Write your opinion regarding what you like about standards-based learning in the inside frame. Then, in the outside frame, write what you believe to be the compelling whys or reasons for standards-based learning. Share what you wrote in your Frame and Reframe in Module Section 2, Navigate Standards, Compelling Whys, Frame and Reframe discussion area. Please turn to page 41 in your participant manual, Learning Activity Frame and Reframe. Here you will find the frame directions, the reframe directions, and the standards block. Since you were framing and reframing your viewpoints and beliefs, Frame and Reframe also develops the QFL process skill, Evaluation. What ideas do you have for using Frame and Reframe in your classroom? Could this make a good pre-assessment before a lesson? Could this make a good reflective assessment after the lesson to see how options and opinions have changed? Could this use as a team building activity and have students frame and reframe their ideas on diversity? We can change the prompts in the frame and reframe boxes to fit our lessons. If you have other ideas, please record them under Target Connections in the Standards block. Remember, there are many uses for the frame and reframe strategy. We want students to be flexible in their thinking and have the ability to alter their thinking when presented with additional information. Let's continue to discuss the compelling whys for standards-based learning. In the next activity, you will have an opportunity to consider the compelling whys from the viewpoint of various stakeholders. In Canvas Modules Section 2, Compelling Whys Campaign, you will find your new group members. Please turn to page 42 in your participant manual, Compelling Whys Campaign, where you will see the directions for this activity. The number of your group indicates the stakeholder group for which you are responsible. Number 1, students. Number 2, teachers. Number 3, district and school. Number 4, parents and community. And 5, state and nation. Based on your discussion of the Common Core state standards, what I know to be true, and your frame and reframe responses, take turns sharing with your group your compelling whys or reasons for standards-based learning as it related to your stakeholder group. List the reasons mentioned during your discussion in the corresponding stakeholder groups category on page 43. Design a compelling why campaign in the form of a poster, commercial, or infomercial that communicates the reasons for standards-based learning for your stakeholder. In the discussion area, you will also find editable Google Slides presentations if you would prefer to use those. Please turn to page 43. As each group shares the compelling whys for its stakeholder, add the compelling whys presented by each group on page 43. Please pause the narration to review the compelling whys for each group. Please pause the narration to review the compelling whys for each group. Please pause the narration to review the compelling whys for each group. As you have identified, many compelling whys exist for using standards-based learning for the various stakeholders in an educational community. Whether we are of the opinion that standards are valuable or if we have reservations and lack complete buy-in, nonetheless, standards are a reality in today's educational climate. Please locate page 42 in your participant manual where you will find the standards block for the Compelling Whys campaign. The Compelling Whys campaign activity is aligned to the QFL process skill analysis. You are responsible for analyzing the compelling whys from the viewpoint or perspective of various stakeholders. What ideas do you have for adapting the Compelling Whys campaign for your grade level or content area? Can you use this idea to discuss the compelling whys for current events in social studies or compelling whys for going to war? Can you also use it for character education issues? Can students list the compelling whys for not bullying? Can students do a compelling whys campaign for doing well on state testing? If you have other ideas, please remember to record them under Target Connections in the Standards block. Remember, standards are entrenched in education, evolving in a very real part of what we do now and will be expected to do in the future. Standards have the potential to enhance and improve what and how we teach. Throughout the course, we will demonstrate how you can maximize student achievement and engage learners through the use of learning activities aligned to standards and the QFL process skills. Throughout this course, you will experience the more positive aspects of standards-based learning. This concludes Compelling Whys campaigns. Please continue to Modules Section 2 Standards, Navigate Standards.